Happy New Year! I hope that this year is finally going to be the year where you reach your English fluency goals or make a lot of progress in your English. So for me, I'm kicking off the year by reading this book called The 12-Week Year. And the premise of this book is basically challenging the concept or the approach of annual planning. And I'm starting to implement it in my life right now as I'm planning for the year. So traditionally, people plan to reach their goals within a year, right? Like this year, I'm going to become fluent in English for work. But the problem with this approach is that when you plan for an entire year, you feel that the deadline is far too distant from you, and this leads to procrastination. So planning to reach your goal within this year makes you feel that you have all the time in the world to reach it, so you procrastinate and you lose focus early on. And instead, you would just be exerting a lot of effort to reach that goal by the end of the year, maybe starting October or November or something. So this is perfectly explained by the Parkinson's law, which states that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. So the more time that you give yourself to complete a task, the more time it will take to complete that task. So the solution to that is, instead of thinking 1 year as 12 months, you think of it as a 12-week period. But when you break the year into a 12-week period, or 3 months, or a quarter, you're essentially thinking of this period as its own year. And with this, you create a much stronger sense of urgency. And urgency is the key to execution. So with just 3 months to complete your goal, you're not going to stretch out the time it takes to reach that goal. You're only going to take 3 months. And 3 months is, let's say, the perfect time frame generally, because it's not too far away, but it's still plenty of time for you to do the tasks that are important. So in this book, this strategy is called periodization, which focuses on short-term execution than longer-term planning. So instead of saying, I will become a functional English user by the end of the year, you say it by the end of March. And this is about setting specific time-bound goals and building momentum through consistent action. So this is also what I talk about in many of my previous videos. So the key to reaching fluency faster is laser focus. So you be laser focused on the specific skills that you need to reach your goal in a short period of time. Of course, how short the period is really depends on how much resources you have, how much time you have. But essentially, that's the idea. For instance, let's say you are now working in an international company where every meeting is conducted in English. So let's say you are not really required to say something, but you are required to understand everything. But right now, let's say you only understand about 50% of what is being said in a meeting, and that's really going to affect your performance in the meeting, right? So with that goal in mind, then we would have to focus on improving your active listening skills, improving, let's say, your comprehension and vocabulary that is used in these meetings about your field, so that you can be more of an effective passive participant in the meeting. Or maybe let's say you are able to follow through meetings, you understand about 80% to 90% of what is happening, but your boss is expecting you to contribute a little bit more during the meeting. And you just blank out. You've never spoken up and you don't know how to start. So in this case, the skill that you need to improve on is speaking fluency and confidence. So how can you, let's say, trick your brain into, speaking up, let's say little by little, to build that confidence muscle, to finally express your ideas, let's say simply but clearly. How can you use English that you already know to start speaking up? Or let's say maybe the last case is that you are pretty active in the meetings, you understand everything, you can also communicate, but you find that whenever you communicate and express your ideas, people have a hard time understanding you. It feels like there's always a disconnect when you try to have conversations with people in English. The specific skills, in this case, the skills that you really need to work on is effective communication. How can you express your ideas clearly, or maybe even your pronunciation, or your accent, or maybe structuring your thoughts logically so that it's easier for people to understand. So depending on the problems that you're facing, the state that you are in, and the goal that you want, you focus on the specific skills needed for you to reach that goal. So the key takeaway in this is that progress comes from focused action and not learning more English. Of course, learning more English helps a lot in many cases, but in order for you to make that fast progress, mostly it's just execution, doing the things that are right for you, practicing the skills that really matter for your specific goal. And this is exactly the principle that is the main focus of my English coaching program, English Sprint Academy, or ESA. We focus on the specific skills that you need to reach that goal faster. We focus on execution and take actionable steps depending on your unique goal that you want to achieve within a certain period of time. So as we kick off the year, ask yourself these things. What is the one skill that would make the biggest difference in your English right now? So if you are ready to turn your English goals into results, I would love to support you. And ESA is open for enrollment, and I would like to encourage you to use Q1 to build this momentum to finally make this period a breakthrough period for you. You can join ESA by clicking the link on the comments or the description box below, or you can simply read more about the program here, and I will see you on the other side. Good luck, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.